Welcome to How to Become Super Employable. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the various lands that we are meeting on today. And I would also like to pay my respects to leaders and elders, past, present, and emerging. My name is Beck, and I'm a career advisor here at Bendigo TAFE. Before we get started, I'd like to run through some etiquette and expectations. So you'll have the opportunity to ask questions throughout the duration of the webinar. Please use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen to type your questions. Catherine will be the moderator for the session today, and she will be answering some of the questions during the webinar. If your question isn't answered during the presentation, it will be addressed during question time at the end of the webinar. Please note that we won't be using the raise hand function tonight. And just a reminder to please be respectful of the rights, privacy, safety, opinions and beliefs of others, and demonstrate appropriate and respectful behaviour and use of language. So I hope you enjoy this webinar and our virtual open day. Here at Bendigo TAFE, we are deeply committed to strengthening the employability of all our students and helping them to gain real jobs in their chosen industry through our Skills and Job Centres and Employment Centre. Undertaking educational training is one major thing that you can do to prepare yourself for employment. In fact, over 75% of TAFE graduates are employed 6 months after their training. But there are a lot of other things that you can do to make sure that you stand out in a competitive job market. I'm going to talk about some of the things that I believe can have a big impact on your employability. Firstly, get good at looking for work. Job seeking uses many different skills, and we often don't put a lot of work into improving this skill set or even realise its importance. The Skills and Job Centres run regular workshops on how to improve your skills at finding work. Some of the things that you can work on that will pay dividends in your job search include putting the time into prepare by researching, predicting questions and rehearsing your responses. Self-reflecting to grow your self-awareness so that you can effectively communicate your value to others. Focusing on being highly relevant by tailoring every application with employer-specific and role-specific information. And becoming a better storyteller to build rapport and make a human connection with your interviewers. Employers highly value soft skills, and this is the second element you can work on to increase your employability. So let me explain about soft skills. They are the skills that we use in relating with others, such as etiquette, patience, communication, and listening. And they are difficult to teach, but instead develop over time. Hard skills or technical skills are more measurable and can be taught, like reading, taking a blood sample, or connecting wires. Our soft skills influence how well we perform our hard skills. If a pathology collector has empathy, they are more likely to be compassionate and gentle with their patient. Another type of skill that you need to understand and develop are your employability skills. These are transferable abilities that are applicable to any Australian workplace and that contribute to making an individual employable. The top 8 employability skills that most employers expect their employees to have are communication, teamwork, problem solving, initiative, planning and organising, self-management, learning, and technology. Employers actually expect you to highlight these skills when you are applying for work. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is a person's ability to recognise their own emotions and the emotions of others, differentiate between different feelings, and manage or adjust their emotions adaptively. Some of the key aspects of emotional intelligence include self-awareness, self-regulation, self-motivation, empathy, and social skills. Many people underestimate how transferable and relevant their existing skills are. So all of the skills and attributes I've mentioned so far apply to multiple situations or contexts. Thirdly, clean up your act, and this means your online presence. Check your digital footprint. Have you ever Googled your own name? It's becoming increasingly common for employers to search online for information on their shortlisted applicants. Do you belong to a sports team that made it into the paper? Or will they find old forum posts from when you were a teenager? Have you set up a LinkedIn profile? And is it current? Depending on the platform, there may be ways to remove content or make it not show up in search engines. And remember that screen names only offer so much anonymity, and you can even be identified by the people that you're linked to. So make sure your social media accounts don't throw up any warning signs or red flags by making them private and removing any sensitive content. As a rule, avoid posting party pictures every weekend or posting anything religious, political, or inflammatory. And don't forget to monitor your social media comments as well. Fourthly, don't try to go it alone. Our connections are a huge help in our personal life and career, and these are some of the ways that you can lean on others. One of the 5 career development principles is to be an ally and access your allies. Community is crucial and can help with decision-making, coping with change, and finding resources. It's not a sign of weakness to ask for help, but a sign of strength when you can identify a need, clearly express the need, and communicate how others can help you meet that need. A mentor is someone experienced whose advice you trust. They might share their experiences, provide guidance, motivation, emotional support, and role modeling. Some organizations even run mentor programs to help match people to an appropriate advisor. Networking means building relationships with relevant people so that you can learn from their experiences, get guidance on important matters, and uncover job opportunities. Skilled networkers develop personal relationships with prospective employers and other people with influence to help shape their future employment decisions. This is why we often hear, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Connections mean opportunities, and if you know where to look and how to make the right approach. One activity we suggest is making a list of everyone you know, and then thinking about who they might know through work, study, relationships, or personal activities. Most people are actually surprised at the wealth of knowledge they actually have access to. And last on that list, volunteering. It's such a great way to create new relationships, as well as having stacks of other benefits that can add to your personal life and employability. And the last part is to focus on you and work on your own personal development. These are just a handful of things that we suggest you can develop. So a growth mindset is believing that you can learn more or become smarter if you work hard and persevere. It affects how we face challenges and setbacks. Have a positive and enthusiastic attitude because they're exciting and contagious. Don't forget to work on your hard skills or technical skills, even if they aren't directly related to the job that you want. Being likable gives you a huge advantage at interview, And a hiring decision often comes down to who the interviewers got along with best, or the person they believed would fit best into the team. Have faith in your own abilities and be confident so that others are more likely to be confident about you. Self-care and work-life balance are important because of the impact they have on your whole life. Be willing to and even seek learning, change, and growth. Actively listen so that you get a better understanding of what others are trying to communicate and get the most from conversations. And be yourself, because authenticity, honesty, sincerity, and vulnerability all help you connect with others. Thank you for giving me your time today, and I hope that this content has been enlightening. If there is anything that you wanted to discuss in more depth, please feel free to contact the Skills and Jobs Centre. Our phone number is 1300 100 606. And does anyone have any questions that I can answer now? If you'd like to ask a question, feel free to type it into the chat.
All right, it doesn't look like we've received any questions, so I think we're good to wrap this webinar up, Beth.
No worries. Thank you very much.